Is this a real danger? Is this a game for adults? Why is nobody talking about this? The media does not write about it. It is not on the news. It is not in the papers. Nobody informed us about this. Nobody asked us anything. And yet, we became their players. We agreed to it ourselves. So what is really happening? Watch this video until the end, and find out together with me. Let us investigate. We all talk about technology, we talk about the future and the direction this world is going, but nobody really talks about how we, ordinary people, ordinary citizens, are very much helping all of this. Do you know who John Hanke is? Yes, his name is often mentioned next to other things, but not really next to this. John Hanke is an American tech entrepreneur best known for three big things: Keyhole, Google Earth, and Niantic, or rather Pokemon Go. Keyhole was a startup for geographic data visualization that Google bought in 2004, and from that technology came Google Earth and part of Google's Geo division. Later, inside Google, he launched Niantic Labs, which first made Ingress, and then Pokemon Go. He did not invent Pokemon as a franchise. The original Pokemon was not his project. What makes him important here is that he was the key man behind Pokemon Go. And do you know what Pokemon Go actually served for? This is where we come to the real question of this topic. Let us talk a little about what Pokemon Go actually is. How does it work? In the game, you move through real streets, parks, and locations, and Pokemon appear on the map for you to catch. At Pokestops you collect items like Pokeballs, and in gyms you battle or leave Pokemon there to defend the location. Later, raids, Team Go Rocket, special events, and different challenges were added. So basically, phone in your hand, you walk down the street with your phone in front of you and look for Pokemon. Interesting game. Let us move on. Why did it become huge? Pokemon Go was not just another game. It combined three strong things at once: the famous Pokemon brand, real maps and locations, and getting people outside the house. That is why in 2016 it literally exploded worldwide and became one of the biggest mobile hits in the world. That is what most of us more or less already knew, and many of us even played it. It was even praised by parents, because the kids were moving around while playing. Some kind of benefit, they said. What was special about it? Pokemon Go popularized location-based and AR games far more than most previous projects. It pushed people to walk, explore the city, gather for raids, and take part in live events. On the other hand, there were also criticisms because of safety issues, disruption of public spaces, and playing in inappropriate locations. Who stood behind the game? The key man behind the idea of combining maps and gaming was John Hanke. He did not invent Pokemon as a franchise, but he was one of the main people behind Pokemon Go through Niantic. Pokemon Go equals a Pokemon game in the real world, through a phone, GPS, and events on the map. So now we have seen who made the game, what kind of game it is, and how it is played, but we still have not come to what the game was actually used for. What do you think? What is the game really for? Let us go step by step. The man who created the game, John Hanke, has been involved in everything connected to technology. From Google Earth to gaming and startups. Interesting, let us move on. John Hanke equals the man who connected maps, location, and gaming. Without him, there probably would not be Google Earth in the form we remember, nor Pokemon Go in the form that took over the world. In 2025, Niantic sold its gaming division, including Pokemon Go, to Scopely for $3.5 billion. That means Pokemon Go today belongs to Scopely, and not to the old Niantic model anymore. Okay. Now we know who John is, what he was involved in, what he sold, and for how much. We know what he achieved. But what was the real purpose of Pokemon Go? We still have not uncovered that. Time to deal with it. The purpose was, first, to get people outside and use location as gameplay. This was not a classic stay-at-home game. The whole point was for the player to move through the real world. So the game was not just catch Pokemon, but go physically to the place. Second, to turn the real world into a map for playing. That was the key part of Hanke's idea. Google Earth, maps, and real locations mixed with gaming. Pokemon Go practically showed that streets, parks, and city squares could be used as a digital game board. Third, to test and popularize a massive location-based and AR model. Pokemon Go was not just a game, but proof that millions of people could use GPS, map data, real locations, the camera, and AR elements inside one massive app. Fourth, to keep users coming back and make money through habit. The game was built in a way that keeps pulling you back every day. Daily rewards, events, raids, rare Pokemon, limited content. That means its real purpose was not only entertainment, but also creating habit and long-term spending. Fifth, the commercial value of real-world locations. This is an important part that many people skip over. Pokestops, gyms, and sponsored locations can bring people physically to certain places. That means the game can also serve as a form of marketing, traffic for shops and local businesses, and monetization through real-world locations. The real purpose of Pokemon Go was to combine entertainment, movement in the real world, location data, and a business model that profits from attention, habit, and physical human traffic. And of course, this is also where one small secret is hiding. Not small. A big secret. Not small at all, but still a secret. How people, the players, were mapping locations and places themselves. No Google car could map with that much detail and that much precision. Every Pokemon hunt mapped the area where you were standing. Huge numbers of people were running around and catching Pokemon. You yourselves were giving them information. For every corner, every sidewalk, every shop. Everything around you, while your phone was on, they recorded it. How many living rooms are there? How many bedrooms are there? Yards, streets, neighborhoods, everything around you, they have all of it. What was the purpose of that? Did you ever think about it? Everything that was recorded, everything that was happening during that hunt, was collecting exactly the kind of material that today's AI needs. And what does AI have to do with it, you are probably asking? Well, it does. Do you remember the movie Terminator 2? Watch it again. It was predicted very well. Similar things are happening now. We were their tool. Personally, I am not against AI, but where is the line? Pokemon Go was used so that we could train robots that are imagined to one day do all the jobs we do today. Pokemon Go was recording almost everything and sending it into their database, and now they have access to very hard-to-reach places. My research kept pulling me further. Keyhole was funded by In-Q-Tel. That is a company that funded technology companies and in that way equipped the CIA with new information technologies. Pokemon Go was used mostly for some third purposes. Pokemon Go players helped map the world. Today, that data serves delivery robots. So that means we trained AI for 10 years without even knowing it. We trained it so well that a delivery robot can locate a customer within just a few centimeters. Where GPS had a problem with location, the players solved that problem. Let us move on, because now comes maybe the worst part of this story. In short, people played a game, made the most detailed map of the world, and now AI and robots are using it. And do you know what is really creepy here? Most people had no idea what they were getting into, or what the consequences would be. The truth is, we agreed to it voluntarily, and we did not even know what we were stepping into. It was all nicely dressed up through fun and walking around. Those who lead us through fun and fear can put almost anything in front of us. They can implement whatever they want. And the worst part is that now the mapping of the world is in private hands, along with how the world looks, how people behave, and what our habits are. This system knows where you look, it knows where you are, it knows how you move, and it knows your habits. This technology can guide robots, it can guide drones, and it can help in urban warfare. People still do not understand what they have done. We helped them create a new digital world. We taught the system who we are, how we behave, how we move in a certain space, what we are like under pressure, where we gather the most, and how we react in certain things in certain situations. We handed all of that to them. And all of this is moving toward one goal. Everything is leading toward automation, and AI will control it. Today it is robots, tomorrow it is our jobs, and in the end even weapons, just like in Terminator. Compared to this, social media is nothing. We posted our own pictures, we talked about our feelings, our wishes, our jokes, our sadness and our joy. All of it is connected. I keep researching further. Our greatest defeat is that we helped create that digital world, whether knowingly or unknowingly, we helped a lot. And the more I read and research this topic, the more it feels to me that even these wars happening now do not seem fully real, as if someone had planned all of this long in advance. Just look at the statement by the Ukrainian president, who says, "We took back part of Ukraine from the Russians, and we used only an army of robots." It seems to me that Ukraine is just another testing zone where AI is learning how we fight. They entered every part of our lives, they just could not enter our mind, our head, our brain. And then new systems arrive, like ChatGPT. We complain to it. We ask it when something hurts. And every day we talk to it and ask it for advice. We will have a system that will know everything about us. So how do you defeat something that knows everything about you, not only the mapping of the planet, but also the mapping of your mind? And us? We go out hunting Pokemon. Thank you to everyone who watched this video until the end. I hope you liked the topic. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment.